Yep, yep.
Ho, ho, ho! Episode 31 AC. This is it, boys. This is our last one before Christmas. So welcome aboard, Palmy Army, and welcome aboard, Marto and Tone.
G'day, g'day.
Good
Merry
evening,
Christmas.
sir. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. I've even got the Christmas shirt on. It's wearing a bit thin now, but it's still a Christmas shirt.
So you said it's wearing a bit thin, or makes you look thin?
Well, I wish it would make me look thin, but yeah.
Marto, you didn't synchronise your clothing attire with Tone tonight to be his little elf?
No, he didn't send the memo. He didn't send the memo this week. He's kept it to himself.
Martin's, what have you gone all futuristic there, Marto? What have you got? Is that the world there or the moon?
No, I just got
look at that.
A moon with a sailboat scene on the front there.
Is it a moon, or is it actually one of those orbs that are currently being tracked by those drones over in New Jersey? Have you heard about those, boys?
No, it's the moon. Don't be silly.
Have you heard about those?
I haven't heard about that one.
Get on
I've heard whispers.
Google, get on TikTok, and get on this conspiracy. But the aliens are coming, boys. They're all over the place. There's
Not again.
drones that are showing up all across the world. Have a look into it.
Okay.
Now, that's said and done. We're all about horse racing and sport. So whilst I could say that we continue to stink a little bit, we did deliver a little bit of fluff and stuff for Friday. So
yes.
for those that watch,
ground.
we did talk some winners up. $31 with a drift. We also had a $9, and we talk up plenty of others. And I'm sure if we don't lead people into a winner with our tips, if they watch this show, they'll get winners. Am I right, lads, or not?
Yes, get the cryptic crosswords.
It does happen, though. It does.
Hey, the information's there, guys.
Yeah.
Sometimes your tips don't win, but the information you talk about it comes good. So that's proven stronger than our tips at the moment, unfortunately. But it is that time of year where racing does get a bit lackluster.
It is.
Well, I've saved people that much money. I've saved our army so much money. Every time I tip a favourite, they get their red pens out and they go straight in there.
Put a line through it. Lay it off on Betfair.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, Marto, congratulations. I hear you're a proud parent again.
Really? Oh, yes, I am. Yes. I don't know. Maybe Woodsy got into this one too, but we had the insurance payout from King Kirk, and I thought, well, that's enough to have a look at another share in another one of these my racehorse ones. And yeah, I'll save it for later in the show. But we're going around Sunday first up.
Beautiful,
perfect. Hopefully, it's a bit of a swimmer too. Boom, boom. Anyway, tracks. Now, let's not hold back. Let's get straight into our Kickstarters because we do need to run with them. So, Tone, where's your Kickstarter? Just out of curiosity, Tone.
Well, for a change, I've chosen race 3.
Oh my goodness! Again?
Oh, not again. Which track? Which track?
I've gone up to Sydney. Your home place there before, Marto.
Yes.
Race 3, number 3, wrap, around about 3:30. We've got an honest jockey on board in Clark. Timmy Clark's on board. Oh, yeah. Drawn in 5. Good 4th last start up at Eagle Farm. Good 4th, powerful run, and I think we'll get the money here. Absolutely wrapped. I will be wrapped if it wins.
Well, I reckon you'll be wrapped because another one of your favourite jockeys hung up the colours. Oh. Clippertone, the original from the book.
Yes. Oh, wasn't that great news? I'm so happy about that. You know, there's one less bogeyman out there stealing my money. So, he's done well, but he knows when to hang up the boots, doesn't he, so to speak? So
he does. He did collect 5 Group 1s, but it was a long career just to have only 5 Group 1 wins, wasn't it?
Yeah, but do you rate him? Did you think he was okay as a jockey? Would you back him?
I wouldn't go any further than okay. myself. He was an okay jockey. I wouldn't say he was a great jockey. Tone's right. He could absolutely butcher a good thing, but he could ride well when he was on.
Well, we won't have to worry about that for too much longer. Now, Marto, where did you go this week? End with kicker.
Yeah, let's start the day off. Race 1 at Pakenham on Supernova Day. Philosopher, extremely well back in class in the benchmark 74. Sheridan Clark on claiming 3. Barrier 7. He's going to follow the speed from inside him, sit behind the pace, and whooshka, off we go. 1,000 meters is perfect for him. They tried him over the 1,200 and he just tired over the last 200 meters. I think that was at Cranbourne. He has run really, really well in one of those 955 challenges earlier this year. Back to the 1,000 meters to start, dry track, good draw behind the good speed. Philosopher looks hard to beat with Sheridan Clark came in 3 to bring him back to 62 kilos.
You know what time?
Let's go, $7.50.
Marta, do you know what time
Ooh, nice.
My time is 11:15, so daylight savings will be 12:15.
Now you could be the first up because I think, Tone, yours is at 140, your Kickstarter, which is mine. So Marto's 12:15, you're 140. I'm in between because I'm going to the City of Churches to Murray Bridge, and I'm taking in race 1, number 2, Overstrike. I think this Stokes horse comes back to South Australia to pick up some chocolates. It's pretty straightforward. It's run second and second. Its last 2 starts. It has gone across the border back and forth, but it deserves to win. It deserves to be the favourite. It's going to push forward. It's going to say, catch me if you can, and they won't. So that's $2.40 at the moment. So we've got $2.40, $7, $3, keeping it simple. So $3.21,
about 45.
$45. So 50 skins. I think we are going to give them a little bit of Christmas cheer this weekend. So great start to the day with 3 Kickstarters going race 1, and race 3. But has Tone got a surprise for you? Because I'm not going to hold back here, Tone. I want to know about your titanium tip. Tell us about your titanium tip and what race it's in.
Well, the titanium tip this week, I've searched high and low for one, and it's very hard this time of year to find something decent. And I've opened my lunchbox not before the bell, but pretty early in the day. The TT this week is at Pakenham, race 2, number 5, Harper Lee.
So
Why wasn't that your Kickstarter?
So before you go on about it, did you happen to mix them up? Because race 2 could have been your Kickstarter, race 3 could have been your titanium tip, but you flipped them on their head.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, it was pretty difficult which one's going to be which, but I really, you're looking at the jockeys, Timmy Clark, I think he's a good thing to get us away in the Kickstarter. And then we've got Luke Curry's on board again. He's retained the ride on Harper Lee. Now, it's this will be its 4th run in this time, and it's had a third, 2 seconds in a row. So it's sort of been consistent. And I love beaten favourites. It was the last start beaten favourite.
Yeah,
so I'm pretty keen on this for my TT. Yeah, and the day will be done.
I tipped it myself, Tone, last start when it ran second on a Wednesday, but I'm just a little bit bemused would be the word that race 2, 12:45 is the titanium tip. Race 3, 1 whatever is the Kickstarter, because I tell you what, if your titanium tip doesn't win, maybe your Kickstarter should have been the other way around or something. I don't know. What did you?
Oh, dear.
In all honesty, did you realise that one was before the other?
Yes, I did, and I knew you'd pick that up.
Good.
Being an Inspector bloody Gadget, yes, but like with my new system that I now follow, the jockeys are very important. Yes. You've got to cut out the corruption. This isn't Chicago. We've got to, we've got to have honest jockeys, not picking up that brown paper bag on the porch when they get home. So that's what I've done. And I think the TT will get in early, grab the money, and then we'll have some coin in the back pocket. We'll finish off with the Kickstarter. Hey, how's that?
Tone, if it goes to plan, it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with a plan that comes off. So good luck. I hope you you hit the target. Marto?
Yes.
Where are you going with us meat and 2 veg? Because we're a bit hungry.
We are. We're going to the last of the day at Randwick in the absolute get out stakes. I'm taking on the favourite Yorkshire, who I think is a dead set wet tracker. So the dry track, and I mean it's a big track, sure, but it's the rail's only out 3 meters, so I don't see a lot running on from the back. But like I said, Yorkshire I think is a wet track. I'm going with Flying Destiny. Zach Whittaker on barrier 13. Good run first up. Was over the 1100 on a soft track, which probably wasn't as suited. I know it does run on dry and soft, but behind Eye of the Fire, which is a very smart horse, I think that's good form coming into this race. Zach Whittaker on claiming 2 from the 61 kilos, brings him right back to the field again. $17, very, very good each way chance. I rate him as a strong top 3 chance in this race with a likelihood of winning.
It's a good price too.
I love it. I think it's big overs myself.
So you've really thrown one out at the old Tone.
I don't think we're going to get double figures on Saturday. I'm going to just say that. I think we're going to go under $10 for this horse on Saturday.
Well, if people are watching the show, as they should, they'll take the $17 now, and if there's any deductions, even if it comes in under 10.
We always beat it, don't we?
10, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, interesting. It did open at $27 and is into 17 now already. So that's within a couple of days.
Well, I've got a special. I've stuck in South Australia. Yeah, I've gone for 2 bets this week, both in South Australia.
Mm-hmm.
It is at Murray Bridge, race 9, number 10, Runaway Statement. Now, I'm pretty good at talking shit. We all know that. But this Runaway Statement, I'm not going to be talking no rubbish about it. Let me tell you, it's drawn 18, but it doesn't matter because it does settle rear at the end of the field. Let me tell you, this horse is trained at Pakenham. There's races at Pakenham on Saturday. He's decided to take it over to South Australia. Let me tell you who this horse ran second to last start. A horse by the name of Samangu. Now, Samangu...
Oh, yes.
Is $2.25 favourite on Saturday at Pakenham. Let me tell you that this horse ran 3rd last year this time of year to a horse named Kiku or Kiko. Kiko in the same race at Pakenham, and it's second pick at $6. If we can get $5 on Runaway Statement, I'd be snapping it up. It's money in the bank now. All I can say is it races midfield. It does tip up to 1400, but the way that it sort of gets home, I think it's going to suit. I think this has been a bit of a target race for Stokes. I think, yes, he's got satellite training stations where, he trains in South Australia, he trains in Victoria, but he had the option to keep this horse in Melbourne. And I think the fact that he's taken it over to South Australia, knowing that it's drawn poorly, supposedly, with the number, knowing the form that it brings, I think this thing wins. I think it just gets a nice sit, sits out the back a little bit, and Murray Bridge being a nice big track, it'll clear the path, and they'll say, evacuate the dance floor, and through it'll go. And bang, bang. There we go. I'll give you 2 winners at South Australia already. So that's me.
Cool bananas.
That's me. I sound impressive. I know, Mano, you've talked up yours, and Tone, so have you. It's one thing how nice we talk. It's another thing whether we get the job done.
Wow, that's the question on Saturday, isn't it?
Correct.
Yes.
Now, also, I must confess, Marto, now I understand why you're wearing that top. Because your tip was, what did you say it was? Flying Destiny?
Flying Destiny.
So, you've got that spaceship orb.
That's a moon.
The moon, is it?
Yes.
Have you looked at the cup? Because I know Tone has. Tone
Oh.
loves the provisional circuit.
Yes.
Tone would have had a look at the cup.
I've had a little look at the cup there. I don't mind Herman Hess running around at $9. I'm sorry, but I don't know much about the jockey Saffy Osborne. Obviously, I follow most of my racing in New South Wales, but yeah, I just think Herman Hess. It was a tough run in the Bendigo Cup, running third behind Sea King. Then ran in the Buford a second over 2,300. I think getting out to 2,500 on this tight track kind of suits Herman Hess. If Saffy Osborne can ride him well enough, I think it's a strong chance in the cup myself.
Tone, what do you reckon? I think I know where you're going to go. I'm waiting for it. I want to hear it.
I'm with Marto. I like Herman Hess. I'm so I won't win. Put a line straight through it because I'm on Herman Hess, and I think Saffy's a pretty good, honest jockey, and I'm on.
I'm actually surprised because I would have thought that you would have taken that Muramasa. That's what I was expecting you to say. I was expecting Muramasa with Blake Shin. So I'm very surprised. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I looked at it. I might throw it in the Quinella and be same race multis, but I don't know. I've sort of, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I've gone with Goldman. I've actually gone for the Waterhouse Bot horse. Is its form any good? No. Has it shown anything really? No. Can it win? Probably not. The only reason I've gone with it is because there's another horse in this race. I'm a Dirty Rascal. They used to own it and train it or whatever, and they sold it. It's gone to a new stable. So I'm just thinking, you know what? They got rid of one that's in this race, so I'll back the one they've got in the race.
Yeah, look, I don't know that Goldman's last run was that bad. It was in traffic, and when he got out, it did run on. That was a Rose Hill on a wet day. The dry track might suit it in the extra distance as well. Not a bad choice there. Could be gold, man.
I kid you not. I have literally picked up the darts and just thrown.
Yeah.
That's what I've done. That's all I've done. And I'm not going to deny the fact that I know very, very little other than the fact that I'm going with Waterhouse to win the Pakenham Cup.
Right. There you go.
That said, I tell you what I do reckon will happen. I reckon Blake Shin could have one of the best days he's had all year.
He's got some good rides.
He's got some crackers. I had a look.
Yeah.
And I wrote them down. I reckon, I don't see it happening, but he could potentially have 8 winners.
Oh, geez. I'll give him 3 or 4.
No. I know
He's
that.
not going to do a Joe Moreira.
No, I'm not saying he is, but listen to this. Race 1, he's got the $5 favourite, Charmed Run. Race 2.
Open race.
Yep, he's got the $3.40 favourite, that Romani at Domain.
Yeah.
Race 3, he's got Sisterhood, second up. It's got to be a chance. Race 5, he's got down the bottom, going for a second win. How do I pronounce it? Atiaon. It's been supported into $6. Race 7, he's got that leader, Nation's Call, $4 favourite.
Yeah.
Race 8, he's on Arkansas Kit. Hard to catch, but can win. Race 9, he's
taking on Nadal.
Yeah, of course, but I'm saying hard to catch, but it can win.
Yes.
Race 9, he's got Muramasa, the favourite in the Cup. And in the last, he's got Global Harmony, another favourite. He could potentially have an absolutely unbelievable day. I've left one out as well that I didn't think he could win on. So if you're watching the show, back that one because that's probably his only winner for the day.
And what do you think about the inaugural running of the Supernova, the $1 million slot race at Pakenham?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
bicycle. Is it another wannabe Everest? I don't know.
It is a wannabe Everest, but it's not going to be.
No, if it is, it's not for a long time.
I reckon they should change it because I know it's a slot race, but I reckon it might hold more value if the slot race led to something. So maybe they could have this you know how they have the big dance and the little dance or whatever it is in Sydney?
That's right. And the barn dance.
Yeah. So maybe they could have,
Helito.
if you've got the Everest,
Yeah.
maybe this supernova or something, maybe they could have heats of the supernova in all the states, a bit like what they do with the greyhounds. And if you win a heat of the
Put the bonus
supernova,
up.
the Western Australian supernova, the South
Mm.
Australian, you earn a spot
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
maybe the Everest. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, the Supernova's 1400, the Everest is
But I'm
12, so
just
they're
saying,
different races.
in a
But
race, do you know what I mean? Where you can win a spot in.
yeah, there's plenty around where they could. Yes, I'm not sure. I mean, it's good luck trying to beat Nadal in this race in the first running of it. I don't care about the sticky draw. I think it's just too good for this field myself.
Oh, it's
But
huge
yeah, I'm
last
not taking a lot of interest. It's a, I don't know. I think it's a farcical slot race. There's a lot of money thrown at it. If you're an owner, good luck to you in this race. But otherwise, as a punter, for me, it doesn't hold a lot of interest.
What about Romantic Warrior last week on Sunday? How good was Romantic?
Oh yes, the cup. Yes, 3 in a row.
Sure. How good is
Big
he?
race. Massive, absolutely massive. Yes. Who was the other one? Car Ying Rising in the sprint race. Broke the track record 2 weeks prior and then was paddling late to win that one. And I'll tell you what, there was a few multi-punters, including myself, were puckering up late because he was paddling and screaming for that line.
Yeah, but sometimes good horses still find the line. I mean, I know Black Caviar won plenty of races easily, but there were times where you think, oh, will it get there? I mean,
yeah, true. He found just enough.
Good horses doing that.
They do.
Excuse me,
but yeah,
my water here.
all accolades to Romantic Warrior and J-Mac, riding yet another Group 1 winner, and that's three of those cup races for him, and now he's serving a 7-week suspension after a ride that weekend. Poor bastard, he's nearly taken another horse out.
Sometimes
but, he won't be riding in the Magic Millions, which opens up a slot for another jockey to come through and take some rides, or two.
You're going to be watching that race with a bit of a tear in your eye.
Not a tear in my eye. No. I mean, it's past and gone. It's not like it was a brother or a sister or a mother or a father. In the end, it's still just an animal that you have an interest in.
But it was your 4-legged baby.
Yeah, it was, and he probably would have won it too. We can all say he would have, and then gone on to win the Golden Slipper later after winning the Diamond Prelude. He would have got the Triple Crown. But anyway, not to be, and we'll never know.
Tone, come on, get the tissues for him. Tell him.
What's that?
Get the tissues.
But very nice segue into something new, because
yes,
he was valued after that Breeders' Plate Group 3 win from 300,000 up to 1.5 million, and he was insured for the full amount. So we got a nice little payout for our shares in King Kirk. And when that payout came through, I started looking at my racehorse syndicates again, and I found one, a very, very nice one, gone to the Lindsay Park stable, trained by the Hayes boys, was sold out 70% of his shares 4 hours after going on the market. So a lot of other people have seen it too. I can't remember the name now. Charismatic. He's going first up at sale, race 3 this Sunday. And here is, he's got his grand final set for the derbies, ATC, the South Australia Derby, and the Queensland Derby. Could be another Detonator Jack, a Derby King. But the Hayes boys are really, really bullish about him. He ran a trial at Ballarat on Monday. He followed the pace around, went off the bend, went up and eyeballed the leader halfway down the straight, and then said, see you later. That was over 1,100, pulling away from him. Second horse was a bit over a length behind him, and then there was about 10 lengths back to third place in a field of 10 or 11 in that trial. So the extra distance, 1,400 at sale at race 3, is very much going to suit him, and he looks a very nice type in the making. Obviously, Derby horse, he's going to be looking 16 to 2,000, maybe even 2,400.
Is there a market open yet?
Yeah, well, Sportsbet opened him up at $6. He got smashed into $4.80, but it is a big ownership group, so you'd expect that. Same thing we saw with King Kirk. He opened at $6, went into $3.20, and then ran the race at $8. So I'd be happy with around a $5 mark for him. First up over 1,400, wanting more.
Does it concern you though that a horse like that with aspirations is going first up at sale and not first up in town?
No, not at all. Because I mean, the Hayes boys have said that it's not an overly strong field. It's pretty open with some unknowns. Those that have raced they've not won, they've placed.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a maiden. But yeah, the 1400, maybe it's just a first up prep run looking for 16 or further later. But it doesn't look an overly strong field. I mean, the reason I like it, it's by Vadamos
Yeah.
out of two-time Tavi, who's a Tavistock mare.
Yeah.
She's produced 3 foals already. One is one in New Zealand over 2,000 meters. Charismatic's the second one. The third one we won't see it next year, obviously, because it's a year younger. But the Tavistock stock is obviously producing Group 1s all over the world, and so is Vadamos. So very strong middle distance staying horses.
Nice one. Well, all the best, Marto. Tone, what are you
and
investing in?
he's gelded, so he's going to be around for a long time.
No, nice one. Tone, what are you investing in? Because you're not buying horses, but are you eating any? Have you gone out for dinner over there?
No, I haven't been eating any horses recently. No, only picked beef recently. So yeah, leaving the horses alone.
You going to lead us into anything? Have you got anything going? This
No.
early on Friday or anything like that? Have you had a look?
Oh, I had a bit of a look through, but I've been pretty busy, so I haven't really looked into it. Apart from finding, you've got to go through the jockeys' forms, see who's, you've got to go through their crime reports and see what's happening. And I put most of my effort into the TT and the Kickstarter.
Nice one. Well, I'm going to give you something. I'm going to just ask you firstly if you would back a horse, okay, that went. Okay, I've written it down just so that I can say it. So this horse, last 3 starts, right? It was in a benchmark 80 and it got beaten effectively 9 lengths, right? But that was a 2,000 odd meter race, right? Benchmark 80. Was on a Saturday class, by the way. Then it was in a Saturday class benchmark 74, got beaten 6 lengths. And a week before that, it was a benchmark Saturday class again, or the start, benchmark 80, and it got beaten 2.5 lengths. So benchmark 80, benchmark 74, benchmark 80 on a Saturday, going to Oak Bank, race 5, number 1, benchmark 60, I think it is.
Jesus.
If that, you can check it, and it's at $6. It's called Sanderstan.
Yeah.
It's actually
what
going
sort of
to
weights we going to carry?
Benchmark 56. It is, sorry. It's a benchmark 56 over 2,150. So it's race 5 Oak Bank, number 1 Sanderstan. I think it's carrying, it might be 60.5 or 61.5, but it's got a claiming apprentice, I think, on it as well. So
Right.
if it has, but even so, from a benchmark Saturday 80s to a benchmark Friday 56, getting $6, I'd be surprised if this doesn't start $3.50.
Searching for a win, that's for sure.
So,
coming that far back in grade.
I'll get on.
So for me, if you're watching the show, Sanderstan wins at Oak Bank, and there's one that I am following up that's first up at Yarra Valley. And you boys remember that I went to the Warrnambool jumps racing carnival, and there was a horse there that Paddy Payne had that was ridden absolutely upside down on a day, Black Peppermint, and it flashed home. Anyway, got beaten that day. Following start, I went to Mildura and it won at $1.28. Then it failed in the heavy. It's first up over 1,500 with Will Gordon on board, and I think in a benchmark 58, first up over 1,500 for a horse that won at Mildura at $1.28 over 2,000 on a dry track. I think this one could be ready to go as well. So my notes actually do stay from Warrnambool. Jockey got it wrong. Obviously, everyone got it right at $1.28. So then with my little double for tomorrow, if you're having a play. And if you're not, then you're probably going to end up in front because You can't pick Friday winners all the time. We got lucky last week. Who knows what we'll do this week? So, gentlemen, what have you got planned for the Christmas season? Because we're just about to wrap it up as well.
Yeah. Not a lot for me. Just take my time to wake up. I'll drop around and see the daughter and her partner and the two little grandkids, say hello and have a quick something to eat, and then be back on my way home to enjoy tapas and a couple of cold beers in the air conditioning, I reckon.
Nice. Marto, guitar straight tone yourself?
Yeah, no, just be a quiet one at home with the family. 25th, yeah. Got a couple of parties to go. One on the 21st, one on the 23rd, and then the 24th and 25th at home. And I don't really want to be out much. It's cold.
You get a white Christmas, so to speak. So
Yep.
yeah, so I'm pretty tame here as well. I mean, I'm a bit of a Grinch with Christmas, but it doesn't matter.
Oh.
I guess it's not one of my favourite times of years, and there's reasons, but I think for the sake of the children and for the people that I'm around, it's you put on that mask and you enjoy it for them. But there are a lot of people out there at this time of year that are doing it tough, and if they're doing it tough, we send our best wishes to you.
It's not just this time of year. It's all year round. If you're doing it tough, aren't you?
100%. But sometimes,
I mean, international holidays tend to hit a bit harder, don't they?
Yeah,
it's like right. Easter and Christmas, and because they're without family, and maybe some of them don't have friends around. You don't have a mate to lean on when you need them.
Yep.
For those that have it, we do take that for granted sometimes, but we're very lucky to have them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, sing us your best jingle, and let's wish the Palmy Army a Merry Christmas. We'll be back.
Yes.
Of a white Christmas. Come on, Tone.
Come on. With every Christmas card I write. Come on, Tone.
That's good.
Where the sleigh bells jingle.
That was perfect.
All right.
All right, gents, it's been an absolute pleasure, an absolute treat. I do wish you both a Merry Christmas and to everyone else out there. There will be no show next week, but the show will be back and the show will go on. And so too.
Queen said that.
So, episode 31.
Back for Magic Millions.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful
everyone.
night. And back on.
Merry Christmas.